What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XRP today. It is the 28th day of August, and here we are sitting at about $3.01 as it stands. We got about 9 hours left in this day. I want to do some short-term stuff and then go over the long-term prospects for XRP as well. If that sounds good to you, hit the like button, subscribe, and let's get into it. All right, here we are. Again, 9 hours, 9 minutes left in the day here. Up about 1.7%, and that's nice to see. As the days go on, I'm growing more and more confident that we have found the low for Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, the top three. And if the top three are doing well, the bottom 3,000 are going to do well. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to do very, very well across the whole space here over the coming days, weeks, and months. I actually do expect it. I made a video yesterday talking about how, and maybe I'll leave a pinned comment below if I remember, talking about how I expect the months to come, multi-month alt season rally to begin, right? We'll be rallying for 20 weeks or more. Multi-month, 20 weeks or more. Okay, I can post that video in a linked comment below if I remember. If I don't remember, just look up, go back like 10 videos on my channel. It's probably there. Anyways, looking at the short-term stuff, let's get into that. Okay, looking at the short-term stuff here on the 1 hour time frame. I do like this consolidation phase. A lot of volatility here, right? Up, down, up, down, down, up, and now we're actually consolidating. Now it's not so volatile, showing, in my opinion, that this upwards move is a little bit more serious, right? Here, you showed some seriousness too. We were pretty damn excited, thought that we were going up and up, and you did, but you had a fake out and rejected and moved higher. What we need to do now is not get a fake out. We need to break out. We need to break out and see higher prices than this, higher prices than this. We need continuation. Don't just show bullish signs and then take it back. You know what I mean? But this is very compelling. I would have thought here that we would have come down lower. We would have come down lower, but we're just not doing it. We're still hanging out in this area. It seems as though this was a fake out to the downside. I want to look at the indicators here. If we're looking at the RSI is bullish overall since we've moved up here. Overbought, not getting oversold, staying above the 50. We'd love to see it. All good signs. The stochastics getting overbought and then coming out, but now coming back into the overbought zone. 7 minutes left. I think that we are going to come back into it. That's a bullish sign as well. And then the MACD bouncing off the zero. We love to see it. All good things on the 1 hour time frame. The 1 hour is not the most significant time frame, but it's significant enough to make me confident in saying that between now and the end of the day, I would expect we're up a little bit higher. We're at $3.01 now. Maybe we close at like $3.10. Maybe we close at $3.05, or maybe even higher than that, right? But time will tell. We'll see. Let's look at the 4 hour time frame, see what this thing's telling us. So the stochastics here, what I don't like is that you've rejected the overbought zone. What I do like is, even though you've rejected it, you haven't come down, right? A rejection off the overbought zone and then you come down, that's bad. But whenever you do this kind of stuff, that can promote some growth actually, right? You dilly-dally like this, and as long as you're not showing any weakness, and I don't think you are, I think you're actually showing strength here, that's actually a good thing. So over the days to come, as we get into this overbought zone, I would expect the price to grow, is what I'm seeing there. The RSI, very, very bearish overall right here, right? Getting oversold time and time again, rejecting the 50, not good. But we turned things around. We switched things up. Instead of getting oversold, we started to find, instead of finding lower lows, we started to find higher lows. Instead of getting oversold, we're bouncing off the oversold zone. Instead of rejecting the 50, we're getting above the 50, and now we're finding support at the 50. My, how the tables have turned, right? The turntables are turning, and I do think that we're going to keep turning up until this overbought zone on the 4 hour as well. Overbought on the 1 hour is nice, but whenever you get these higher time frames, and the 4 hour is not a higher time frame, but we're going to get into the higher time frame soon. Whenever you get higher time frames that do get overbought, it's more significant. So this will likely take more time to get overbought. But I would think between Friday and Saturday, we probably will be in that area. I'm expecting kind of a weekend pump for some cryptos here, you guys, and XRP might be one of them. The MACD is crossing above the zero. This is great. This is spectacular. This is what you want to see. We crossed above the zero here, and that was a farce, right? We had the false cross, and we came back down, but it was a cross. It was a false cross up. It was a false cross down. Hopefully now, I think we're actually picking a directional heading. I think we are getting the real deal. We were pretty far underneath this zero line for a long time, and now we've come up. I think we're going to get the real cross here and see a nice little push higher with these oscillators and with the histogram as well. Looking at this here, you've been very sideways and some sideways chop here. You're turning things around. You've got higher lows, and you've got this kind of like flat top right here. I would think that we're going to break out and move up higher in a very, very short amount of time. 4 hour time frame would imply like between the next 1 to 5 days, okay? Everything here looks good. Everything on the 1 hour looks good. I love to see it. Love to see it. Just keep going. Don't fake out. Whenever you do break out, persist, okay? You need to persist. Don't break out, give us hope, and then take it away within that next hour. If you're looking here, because if you do, we're going below $2.70. Okay, high to low here, and nothing's guaranteed, but that'd just be my perspective. You went all the way, man. This is volatile. You went all the way up to your golden ratio, the 618. You actually found resistance at the 6.9 pretty well. And then you came down to the 0.69 and found support directly at that level. It was perfect. Match made in heaven right there. And you're finding support, if we're looking at it on a price perspective here, finding support right here at prior resistance here, prior resistance there, prior support right there. Little turbulence here, prior support right here, and the 0.69, it's perfect. It's a good area to find support, and I think that you're doing the right thing. Proper reaction off of that. Today, the way that we look today is we're going to bullishly engulf yesterday's candle. 9 hours left. The 1 hour and the 4 hour time frame look great, so that would imply, in my opinion, that we do continue to grow into the end of the day. I wouldn't be surprised if we were above $3.05, and if we can get a daily time frame to close above there, ideally that would imply that we're going to the golden ratio, because you've already interacted with the 382 once. Came down to the 236 area, right? I would think that we go to the golden ratio. And you've interacted with the golden ratio before as well. So then with that, I would think not just the golden ratio, but we probably rip all the way up to about the 786, 886 area, something at about $3.54 to $3.43, okay? So that might be where we go, if not by the end of August. It's the 28th now. Literally, over the next 3 days, we could be all the way up at 343 to 354. XRP moves like that. You know it does. Don't believe me? Let's just look back right here. Exact same price. 1 day is all it took, and we were all the way up at 350. Right? I'm just saying. 3 days left in this month, we could be all the way up here. And XRP has been psyching people out. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we saw a massive move up. But if it doesn't happen by the end of the month, certainly in the very beginnings of September, we should be up here. Find a little bit of turbulence, come back down to the golden ratio, and then continue to rally up to new all-time highs, where you will immediately, like that, you will see prices above $4, $5, $6, and beyond, right? As we progress through September, I'm expecting us to get dramatically more bullish as time goes on. We look at the daily time frame here. Now we're talking about higher time frames, right? Daily time frame, slowly shifting this RSI from being oversold, being turbulent back here in February, March, April, and then getting above the oversold zone, or not going into the oversold zone, at least in June. Now we're getting deep in the overbought zone. I mean, you can see who the boss is, right? The bulls are definitely the boss. Whenever they get overbought, we're seeing deep readings, very powerful readings. When we get oversold, it's very shallow, very non-dramatic, anticlimactic readings. And then overall, you're shifting these lower lows into higher lows. Nice soft curve here. You're getting set up for another big move, okay? And whenever you get into this overbought area, you're going to see something that's very similar to this. But I would expect that it's a bigger move, an even bigger move, a larger move than this here. So let's actually just, for fun, let's take this from a low to a high. When you move up, I'm assuming you're going to have a bigger move than this, okay? We're taking our low there, assuming that low is in, okay? High to low here. You should be moving up. Again, I said you'd be moving up above $4 very fast. I wouldn't be surprised in the least if you're up above $5 within the first week of September, if not sometime in like the second week of September. But you're going to be moving up there very, very fast, right? This again is taken from that same kind of time frame perspective and growth perspective. You should be, and I'm expecting a bigger move at a faster pace. You should be at 530 to 589, maybe even above $6 by like the middle of September, end of September. Consolidate a little bit, continue to rally. Ultimately, the next target area that we're considering is somewhere like around $14, $13 to $16, $13.50 to $16 actually. But looking at the stochastics, bullish as hell. Actually, very, very, very nice. Bouncing off the oversold zone here, coming up above the 50. We like to see that. The MACD at an area where you would find support right below the zero here. This is good enough for a bounce off the zero. I think this looks really actually incredible. If we can move up and if we do persist higher, if we move lower, this would turn into a bad thing. That if we move lower, guys, this could imply that we have months of consolidating to go before XRP is ready to go. We might come all the way back down to prices that are at like $2 or lower. So we don't want to do that, and I don't think it's going to happen. I think that we are going to hold this line, and we are going to continue to move up. I think there's accumulation being had here. We look at the weekly time frame, it becomes more apparent that this is an overall bullish trend. Overbought as hell. You can't get oversold to save your life. Getting overbought here and even rejecting this area, but you're not coming down. This is a bullish thing. You've done this before in the promoted bullish stuff, where in that August, September, going to October, November timeframe, right? And that's whenever we did some really good things here, right? Slowly but surely moving up in that August, September timeframe, and then boom, we erupted in November. I did not mean to do that. There we go. Looking at the MACD is great. Stochastics are kind of like they're set up to be great, but they're kind of right now, whatever. And then the RSI, rejecting the overbought zone is not ideal, but we are at this area at the 60 where we do like to find support. We found support here once before. We found resistance times before, and we found support right here. I would expect we do find support, and when we get into this overbought zone, we will see a stronger reading than this. If we see a stronger reading than this on a weekly time frame, again, relaying that idea that we're going to see a stronger move than this here. My expectation would be, and if we're looking at this on a monthly time frame, come on now, TradingView, don't crap out on me. When we do move up higher, we're breaking out of this overall phase here, right? We're truly seeing, we've seen tastes of new all-time highs since our all-time high back in January of 2018, sorry. We've seen tastes of it, glimpses of it, but we haven't really broken out to new all-time highs. When we break out, the minimum target's all the way up at 850, right? That's the minimum target. Oh, no. I was like, it should be 837. I've done this enough to know. Let me put it right at the low there. 837, yeah. But I don't think we spent multiple cycles consolidating to stop at the minimum target. I think we're going all the way up to 1356 or higher. Typically with the 14140, you do go just above there. So that's my expectation at the moment. I don't have anything else that I want to say. We should be there. If not by the end of October, then certainly by the end of the year. You know, if I'm wrong about when we get there, that'd be it. We're going to get there. And I think that this next move is going to take us there. But does it happen between now? Is it going to be like this? Is it going to be super fast? Will it be by the end of October? Or could it take until December? Maybe it takes until December. That's okay. You know, I have a feeling that anybody who's been holding XRP for a long time, it doesn't matter, just as long as it gets there. And it will get there. And inevitably, I mean, just looking at this chart overall, it's very, very, very bullish. But I wouldn't be surprised in the least if we saw it get there sooner than later, okay? I've got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe, take care of yourselves, and just remember the last time that we saw anything of the likes on this monthly RSI time frame, where you got deep in the overbought zone, came all the way down, found support right here, and then got back into the overbought zone, was over here. The last time that we saw anything like this was back over here. And what did we do on that month over here? We moved up 746%. I'm expecting that we're not going to get 1 month of growth, but several months of growth between now, right? And it's going to be absolutely glorious. So buy the dip. We're not even dip. The dip has been had, man. You buy the current price, hold the rip, and you might just get to sell the tip if you're patient enough. Hit the like button. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Oh, my computer or my camera froze. Bye-bye.